Hello everyone, Satkeval Sahib. I am Prashant Chauhan. I work in Paramguru Pathshala, English Medium School, Sarsa. Today, I am going to continue chapter 15 of SS, Social Science, Standard 10, that is Economic Development. Topics will be covered under this presentation are distribution of factors of production. There are 4 different types of the factors. Methods of allotting of resources. 2 methods are there. Under that, the first method will discuss only introduction of that method, that is introduction of market system, important for the exam. Let's start with the distribution of factors of production. See, you know that when human wants are unlimited while resources to fulfill them are limited. Our wants are always unlimited. Whatever you will purchase, it is only for some time. There is another need arise. Right? So for that fulfillment, some of the resources are there, and that resources are limited in the market. So no nation of the world has resources in unlimited quantity. All the countries, all the nations have in the limited quantity the different type of the resources. So there will be always scarcity. Always there will be a scarcity. That means the availability of the goods are less than the demand. So that is a scarcity. Right? So there will be always scarcity of factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. That is the factors. Not only these 4 factors are there, these 4 factors are in syllabus. Lots of different factors are there, right? But these particular factors are scarce in the market. So as a result, every country faces problems related to allocation of resources, how they will allocate the resources, right? It is depend upon their particular distribution system. So different of the questions are arise in the different type of the countries regarding how, why, when the particular resources, in how much quantity that resources are useful, that is the use in the limited time period. So here it is the particular factors for that. The first one, unlimited wants. We'll discuss in detail. I will discuss in detail this one. Human wants are uncountable, that is countless, and also unlimited. There is no limit for that wants. If you will eat something, right, at the end of the completion there is a need arise of desserts, another need arise, that is after the completion of that one another thing, early in the morning something, into lunchtime something else, evening time something else. So there is a need, there is a related to our food. But see, not only the food but also different things are there, and it is unlimited. So many wants originated from one want. That is the main thing, one want. If only one want is there, on that basis another wants are originated. If you purchase mobile phone, recharge, right? That is another need, right? Cover, right? You have to make regularly recharge of that one, and also some of the other maintenance related things are there, right? And daily basis also the charging is there, for that electricity supply is required. So simply not only one thing is there, demands are increasing. So many requirements are to be fulfilled again and again, right? But many wants arise because of development of science and technology. So when you will purchase one thing, it will be fulfilled, another want will increase, right? It will fulfill, another want will increase, and simple. Nowadays a particular development, a specific sector of the technology is at the highest level because of the science, and different type of the changes arises in the market. So because of many reasons, wants become unlimited. We can say in order to fulfill the wants, one has to make selection among wants. It is depend upon your income, right? Depend upon your expense, right? Your choice, you have to choose the things, or selection among the wants, right? Different. If you are hungry and you have money, you will purchase anything, you will eat anything. But if you don't have money or less money, what you will purchase, right? Firstly you will purchase the food which is maybe fulfill your hunger. Then after you will purchase the other thing. At that time you will not looking after the mobile recharge, not looking after the other things, right? So here it is the unlimited wants. Next one, second one, important order in terms of necessities. So this particular order must be as per your need, necessity. So as the resources to satisfy wants are limited, as I earlier told you that it is limited here, and the individuals has to decide which want is more important. I told you, if you are hungry and the choosing a particular thing, it is depend upon you. You have money, choose the particular thing which is maybe fulfill your hunger. So he has to satisfy his requirement in order to, or order of priority. Priority is at the center in this important order. So whichever requirement is more important, that has to be satisfied early and later on the others. Right? At present, those who are elders, right, for them you can say medicines are at the center, right. Those who are young, their health is at the center, right, but income earning is necessary. Those who are child, their health is at the center, but also their education is important. So depend upon the situation at present, that everyone is looking after the health. So priority is health at present, right. So order of the necessities, you have to increase your immunity power by purchasing the different type of the immunity based things. Next one, limited resources. Factors of production mainly include natural wealth and man-made wealth. Two type of the things are there, and already in chapter 8 we already discussed this one, natural and man-made resources. Like that, natural and man-made wealth is there. So all these two tools are limited. Natural wealth, natural resources, man-made resources, man-made wealth, all are in limited resources, limited thing. So they have to be utilized judicially. There is no type of the judicial about this one in the different sectors, because some of the things or some of the resources are under individual. It is also discussed, right, in our chapter 8, solitary rare resources. So distribution of the tools has to be done keeping selected ones in the center. So when you are going to, as a government is going to distribute the different type of the resources, right. At the time they have to keep in mind the wants, different of the wants at the center, right. For example, basic necessity related things are there, and for that the production is done. They should be distributed among the different people, those who are really in need of that, right. Depends. Fourth one and last one, alternative use of resource. See, resources to satisfy demands are limited. Once again the same thing is there. Resources to satisfy the demand are limited. Not only this, they have alternative usage also. One particular thing is useful for the another thing also. So when any tool of production may be utilized in more than one way, it means that the tool has multiple uses. So one specific tool of production may be utilized for the another thing, another different type of the things, another way is there. So it has multiple usage. So it may be said that this usage is alternative. So it must be choose that thing, the alternative usage will increase. So for example, one example, it will be clear through this example. Wheat. If wheat is sown in a land, bajra, maize, groundnut or any other yield cannot be cultivated. Other usage of land has to be stopped. See, a simple example is there. One land is there, in that land, on that land we are showing the land, right. So in a land of wheat we are going to maybe crop of the others, bajra, maize, groundnut or any other, right. Yield, that is the highest output, that is the benefits to the crops, right. So it not be cultivated, you can't cultivate it. So other usage of the land has to be stopped, right? Only one use is there. The alternative usage is useful, then use that one, otherwise stop that one. So all the above 4 points, right, which is discussed in the different conditions, distribution of factors of production is done in such a way that they satisfy to maximum possible demands. So here you have to, as a government, as a state government, as a local government, those who are the distributors of this type of the factors of production, right, entrepreneurs, mainly those who have lots of money, that means those who are rich people, right, industrialists, they have to distribute these factors of production which can be satisfied maximum possible demands of the public, right. So that is the thing from the distribution of factors of production. Next point, that is methods of allotting resources. How you will allot the resource. Also we discuss in chapter 8 about the different type of the conservation of the resources, right. It is connected with this chapter because economy and resources are maybe we can say it is quite related to each other. Let's see. Every nation tries to attain speedy economic development, right, developed or developing, whatever or whichever country is there, by making the best possible allocation of resources. So every country has different type of the resources. See, every country has same type of the resources, that is only a dream. Every country has different type of the resources in the country. So possibility is that they have to allocate the resources in a proper way. So this allotment of the resources or allocation of the resources is mainly done by two methods. How the allocation is done, how the distribution of that allocation of the resources are done, it is two ways, two methods. One more question, how many methods are there to distribute or allocate the resources? Two methods, only the two. Here it is, market mechanism, that is called market system, and second one, social system. The name suggests it is directly connected with market, and second one is connected with the society. Here we will discuss only some of the information about market system, but starting with the introduction. Both the systems are opposite to each other, right? Name suggests both the system are directly or indirectly not attract with each other. They are directly opposite with each other, right? So every country, right, are mixing these methods. So by mingling or mixing both the system, many other methods are developed, right? Different countries give the different type of the methods as per their choice, but by mixing these two methods are at the center, and then by mixing of the method. So every country accept one or other method as per their need or their requirement, right? So here we will discuss, or I will explain the methods of the allotment of the resources, starting with the first one, that is market system. USA, developed country, Japan, right? Some of the other developed countries are there, Australia, right? Canada, Russia, that is socialist, right? Developed countries there. But here USA, Japan and other developed nations have made that economic development through market system. See, Russia is not in this system. Russia and China is from the socialist, but USA, Japan, like other countries, have used this market system for the development. Also market system is there, so in that system market is at the center, so that's why they are investing money, right, and earning profit. So here this system is also known as capitalist system. One more question, keep in mind, market system, another name is capitalist system, known as the capitalist system because capital is at the center. So by using this system they earn lots of money, but in this method, in this system, the process of resource, important, very important, process of resource allocation is done on the basis of profit scope, right? If the profit is high, right, on that basis the distribution of the resource is done. So those who will pay more money, those who will pay more capital, they will get the more profit on the basis of the distribution. Another thing, production, right? In this system the production and its related activities, profit is at the center, right? But see, another main point is that whenever production and its related activities are there, profit is also there, right? So without profit it is not the particular business or this type of the capitalist system run. So production and related activities is center, but profit is the must way. Most of the people, right, state government, national government, that is the central government, that invest in those activities or industries where they find more scope of profit. So simply, you are the person with the more capital, highest capital, you are the rich person, rich industrialist, so you will invest in that type of the resources from where you will get highest profit. To invest in those particular area from where you get high returns, right? There is a thing about resources, right? And market system is mostly in the developed countries, so they have the capitalist system. Next one, that is market is completely free in this system. You can easily enter in this type of the market and goes out from this market, right? It is directly related to the economical point, right? But simply you can easily enter completely free. That means in this system, keep in mind, it's a free like, not that free what you understand. This is free like, completely free. You can easily enter in this type of the market and easily get back from this type of the market. You can enter in the another market also. You can mix up the market, right? So if you are not really interested or you don't have money, then come out from this type of the market. That is free market system, very free system. Government does not have any specific economic policy or does not play any role in this matter. So that is, we can say, like, this is the negative point, right? Some of the problems will arise because government is not there. But another point is that interference of government is zero. So what will happen? Government does not have any specific economic policy. For this method, government will not give any policy about the work. So, and they are not playing any important role in this system. Zero. Yes, competition. Here competition plays a vital and important role in this system. And where competition is there, there must be price decrease, qualitative goods or different type of the benefits are there. So in the competitive market, right, in the competition, owner has to increase the particular price, right? Because of that price, owner has to increase working capacity to the greatest extent in order to obtain maximum profit. So he will increase price, then he will get the profit. But another thing is there, owner has to increase working capacity because he has to, or he have to give, right, to the society at the highest level, that the goods, right, the working capacity to the greater extent, and earn more and more profit. So these are the some points related to the market system. But another thing is there, why this system is important. So thing is there, new and new researches are done, right? Also some new and new methods are introduced by the different industries with the help of the capital. So through that production is created, more and more production is increased. Keep in mind the researches and methods, it is not directly introduced in the market. With the help of some new researches, the new product is available in the market, but before that introduction, different type of the expenses are behind it. So it is bear by the with the capital company, those who have more capital, right? So directly it is not introduced, so money is required. So it is money oriented. Next point, another thing is there, production is the maximum, right, when the new researches and the new type of the methods are done. So because of this fast economic development of the countries take place, because they are providing the different of the things to the nation and also outside of the country, they are exporting this type of the goods. So here competition controls the whole market like an invisible hand, because it is not easily available, or easily you are not able to see, right, or it is not visible. Indirectly behind the particular work, the competition is there, the government is not playing any role. So this type of the money oriented people are there, and the whole market it controls by that type of the person. So that's at the invisible hand. So if the question is there, right, competition controls the whole market like an invisible hand, you have to write down all this system, right? That is the things which is important. And also one more question is there, which market is known as invisible hand? Market system, market capitalist system. And last one, the main reason, state does not interfere. That means that their responsibility is not there in any type of the distribution of these resources, allotting of the resources. That's why this system is known as free economy, right? So you can easily enter without permission of government, you can easily goes out without the permission. That's why it is free economy and free market. So this system is important to whom? Those who have capital, and mostly developed countries are following this system. Okay. Another thing from this particular market system is that the features, benefits and limitations are there. We will discuss in the next session, right? And then after, along with that thing, the socialist system is there, and then we will compare both the system with the mixed economy. Then after we will complete this chapter. But before that, I want to say something about the distribution of the factors of production. Right? These factors of production, I am talking about this one. Right? Why this particular point is taken once again? Because these 4 points are important when the distribution of the factor of production is done, which we discussed last. Right? So these factors are important for these points, that is for the market system and socialist system. Right? Thank you very much.